In this video, we are going to be talking about the covalent bonding single bonds and its Lewis electron dot system, and we are starting right now. Hey, this is Advait. Welcome to another video. First timers, welcome. And if you want to build your memory, build your brain by uncovering fascinating facts and clear academic concepts, start now by So our academic teacher is going to take over from here, but before I move on, I'd like to tell you that we have already made ionic compounds and its Lewis electron dot system. Link to that video is in the description. Now let's jump over it.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is about covalent bond and single covalent bond. So let's begin. So what is a covalent bond? When a chemical bond happens between two atoms by the sharing of electrons, it is known as covalent bond. So what does this exactly mean? Suppose there are two atoms A and B. So A says to B, come on boss, I need to attain stability. So please share some of your electrons with me to help me to reach the noble gas configuration. But don't worry, in return, I will share some of my electrons with you so that you can also become stable. So then what happens? A and B share some of their electrons with each other so that both of them attain stability. So this type of chemical bonding between two atoms, which happens due to the sharing of electrons between them, is known as covalent bond. Now, under what circumstances this covalent bond happens? So let's see that. Now here we saw A shares its electrons with B and B shares its electrons with A. So what does this exactly imply? Is both A and B need electrons to attain stability. Yes? Now immediately we will know that which one requires electron to attain stability? It is the non-metal. So when a non-metal combines with another non-metal, then the chemical bond formed between them is definitely a covalent bond. For example, when a hydrogen atom mixes with a chlorine atom to form a hydrogen chloride molecule, then the bond which is created between these two atoms is a covalent bond. The second way is when atoms of the same element joins together to form a molecule, then that type of chemical bonding is a covalent bond. So why does this happen? For example, when you take hydrogen, one atom of hydrogen is very unstable and quite reactive. So one atom of hydrogen combines with another atom of hydrogen to form a hydrogen molecule, one hydrogen molecule, that is H2 molecule, which is much more stabler than an atom of hydrogen. So this type of chemical bonding between two atoms of the same element will happen only through a covalent bond. So when atoms of the same element combine together to form a molecule, then the chemical bonding between them is a covalent bond. There are three types of covalent bond: single bond, double bond, and triple bond. So let's see what is a single covalent bond is, or otherwise single bond. Single bond, which means single pair of electrons. So what does this mean? There is only one pair of electrons which is shared between two atoms. In other words, two atoms share only one pair of electrons between them. A pair means two electrons. So two atoms will be sharing two electrons amongst themselves, each atom sharing one of its electron with the other. So this is called as a single covalent bond or a single bond. Let's look at a few examples which will give us a clearer picture. Let's take an example of a chlorine molecule which consists of two chlorine atoms. One chlorine atom has got a valency of 7 electrons. So by Lewis dot structure, we have placed 7 for this chlorine atom and another 7 for this chlorine atom. I'll just draw the schematic diagram for better understanding, and then you will get a clearer picture. So for this chlorine atom, I'm just drawing this. So what happens here? The chlorine already got 7 valency electrons which are represented here. It requires only one more electron to attain the stability. So what it does, it shares that one electron of the other chlorine atom, which is here. So now let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now it has got 8 valency electrons. Now if you take this chlorine atom, now it has got 7 valency electrons. This also requires one more electron. So what it does, this shares this electron of this atom. So let me draw. Now count here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what happened here? Each chlorine atom shares one electron of the other chlorine atom. Thereby, now each atom has got 8 electrons for them, whereby both of them has become stable. Here 2 points to be noted is the shared electrons, that these two are shared electrons, are always represented at the center of the two atoms which are sharing them, and the shared electrons are counted for both the atoms. So these are the 2 points we have to keep in mind. And single bond is usually denoted by a single straight line, and single bond means only one pair of electrons. A pair means 2. So here there are 2 electrons, each atom contributing 1 electron to be shared with the other electron. So this is how a single bond is represented. This, in other words, can also be represented in a short way as chlorine atom has a single bond with another chlorine atom to become a molecule of Cl2. Now, how many pairs of shared electron is here? Only one pair of shared electrons. Now, let's take one more example, hydrogen. Hydrogen has got 1 valency electron, and we know that a molecule is 2 hydrogen atoms. So how does this attain? Let me draw. If you draw the schematic diagram, it's much more easier than just representing it by Lewis dot. So if you see here, this hydrogen atom has 1 valency electron. It requires one more. So it shares the electron of this atom, and now this hydrogen atom has got 2 electrons, thereby attaining its duplet configuration. And same way, this hydrogen has got 1 valency electron of its own. It shares 1 electron from this atom, thereby 2 electrons are there for this atom, whereby both attains stability. Now let's take one more example, HCl. So hydrogen 1 valency electron, chlorine 7. So hydrogen requires one more, which it shares with chlorine, and chlorine requires one more, which it shares with hydrogen. So see here, count for chlorine, 1, 2, 3, 4, sorry, it has got 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this one it shares from hydrogen. Hydrogen is got 2, where one is it is sharing with the chlorine atom's electron. Another one is methane, CH4. So here 1 carbon atom is forming a bond with 4 atoms of hydrogen, and a carbon atom has got 4 valency electrons, and hydrogen has got 1 valency electrons. So now let's see. Now hydrogen has got 1. It's sharing 1 with the carbon. So let's circle this. This hydrogen duplet is over. For this hydrogen, it is sharing 1 of the electrons from carbon. So now totally 2. This is over. So same thing with this hydrogen, and same thing with this hydrogen. Now if you take carbon, what happens? So carbon has got 4 valency electron of its own, and it is sharing 1 electron of each of these hydrogen atoms, whereby it gets 4 shared electrons from the hydrogen. thereby attaining 8 valency electrons, that is the octet position. Now, what is a bond created? See here, only one pair of electrons. It's a single bond here between this carbon atom and this hydrogen atom. Same single bond here, and a single bond here. So this is another way represented by this. Okay, so carbon combining with 4 hydrogen atoms, each having a single bond. Here, how many shared pairs of electrons are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 pairs. So there are 4 pairs of shared electrons. Okay, next is carbon tetrachloride, where a carbon atom is combining with 4 chlorine atoms. Tetra means 4. So let's see how it is done. A carbon has got 4 valency electron of its own. It requires 4 more to attain stability, and chlorine requires 1 more. So let's see first this chlorine atom, how it gets its stability. So see here the diagram. Let me first draw it. Okay. Now this chlorine atom, let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of its own, and 1 shared electron from this carbon. Same way for this chlorine, 1 shared electron from this carbon. For this chlorine atom, this 1 shared electron from carbon, and for this shared electron from this carbon. Thereby each chlorine atom now has got 8 valency electrons. What about carbon now? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Carbon has also got 4 of its own, and each it has got it shared from each of the chlorine atoms. Thereby all the 5 atoms now has become stable. Another simple one is H2O, oxygen, 6 valency electrons. So we have drawn 4 here. Let's split up the other two 1, 1. Why? Because this has to have a bonding with hydrogen atoms. So we can't put 2 electrons at a stretch because hydrogen requires only 1 electron. So let's split up. So if we split up 1, 1 like in each side, then we can have a bonding single bond with hydrogen. Okay, this is having a single bond. And here also all these are single bond. Now if you take here, how many pairs are there? 4 shared pairs. Okay. And here 2 shared pairs. Now what are these 2 electrons doing here, and what are they called? These are called as lone pair of electrons. So what do you mean by lone pair? Lone pair of electrons or electrons which do not take part in any type of chemical bonding. So now if you see these electrons, they didn't take part in any chemical bonding. So that is why these are called lone pair of electrons. And how many lone pair of electrons are there in a H2O? This is 1 pair, this is 1 pair. So there are 2 lone pair of electrons. Okay, next one more we will take ammonia, which is NH3. Okay, nitrogen, 5 valency electrons. So I am putting 1, 1 on each side because it has to combine with 3 hydrogen atoms, and hydrogen requires only 1 more electron from another atom. So it shares 1, 1 with nitrogen, forming a single bond. And see nitrogen now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5 of its own and 3 it has shared from hydrogen. And all hydrogen atoms has got 2 atoms. 1 it has shared from nitrogen. And all these are single bond. Why? There is only single pair of electrons. How many shared pairs are there? 3 shared pairs. And how many pairs of lone electrons? only one. So one pair of, or one pair of lone electrons. Now let's take a sulfur molecule which has got 8 atoms of sulfur. It looks pretty complicated, but it's very simple. The only thing is, first draw the 8 atoms in a cyclic manner, or in a kind of a round shape. Then it will be easy. Okay. Now the top one and the bottom, 6 valency electrons for sulfur atom. So the top and the bottom alone, you place the 6 valency electron like this. That is 2 on the top and bottom of the atom and 1 on each side. The same thing in the bottom sulfur atom. Okay. And for the rest of the 6 which are in the sides, place 2 on the sides and 1 on top and the bottom of each atom. Because there are 6 valency electrons for it, so we have to place them accordingly. 6. Okay. Now, each sulfur atom requires 2 more electrons to achieve the octet position. So what does it do? It gets 1 electron from the atom which is before it and 1 electron from the atom which is after it. So how it is done? Now this has got 6, it requires 1 more. So it takes 1 from the one which is after it and takes 1 from the one atom which is before it. So thereby now 6, 7 and an 8. And what does this atom do? It takes 1 from here and 1 from the previous atom. Okay. Now if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and an 8. And what about this? It takes 1 from the previous, 1 from the next, and 6 of its own, thereby 6 plus 2, 8. And what about this? It takes 1 from this atom, 1 from this, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what about this? It has got 6 of its own. It takes 1 from this and a 1 from this, so 8. This, it takes 1 from this previous one, 1 from the next atom, so 6 of its own, 7 and an 8. It takes 1 from here, 1 from here, so 6, 7 and an 8. For this last, 1 from here and a 1 from the previous atom. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Thereby, 8 atoms are joined together in a sulfur to form a molecule of sulfur, and this is the diagram for it. It's not compulsory for you to draw the diagram, but I find it better to have a clear understanding of it. The double and the triple bond will be coming soon.
Now I've made a Telegram group for all my subscribers. I know many of you know. So the link to which is in the description. You can join it anytime. And if you want to build your memory, brain or clear academic concepts, start now by subscribing and clicking the bell so that you don't miss anything. I link you some videos so that you don't waste time searching for them. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.